The cameras flashed. The crowd froze. A simple band of gold caught the light in Madrid. And just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession. The rumors were deafening, but a single photo changed everything. Zendaya just confirmed what fans suspected. Welcome to StarScope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
We are pulling back the curtain today on a massive shift in how we perceive reality. I mean, our mission for this deep dive is to really look at how the truth about celebrities is being manipulated or forced into the open and basically entirely redefined in the age of artificial intelligence.
Right, and to really grasp the scale of this, we're synthesizing a truly diverse stack of sources for you. We have the latest celebrity news timelines mapping out the biggest rumors of the year.
Oh, and a super thorough breakdown of high-fashion jewelry trends from Veranda and Who What Wear.
Yeah, plus this incredibly dense, revealing academic study from Lancaster ePrints. It looks at the, honestly terrifying intersection of passionate fandoms and AI technology. We're basically exploring the collision course between digital illusions and physical reality.
Which means we have to start with the wedding of the decade, like the one that nobody actually saw but that the entire world thought they did.
Exactly. The timeline here is just an absolute roller coaster, and it starts with a piece of jewelry that practically broke the internet. If you rewind to the 2025 Golden Globes, Zendaya steps onto the red carpet.
I remember this so vividly.
Right. On her left ring finger is a massive 5-carat east-west cushion-cut diamond. And just for context, jewelry experts were valuing this specific piece at around $250,000.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is not a subtle accessory. I mean, it was a blaring statement piece.
Totally unavoidable. But because she and Tom Holland are, notoriously private about their relationship, the speculation just kind of simmered in the background. Like, the media respected the boundary, mostly.
Yeah, mostly. Because the true catalyst didn't arrive until the 2026 Actor Awards. That's when Zendaya's longtime stylist and close confidant, Roach, is on the red carpet doing a routine interview with Entertainment Tonight.
Oh man, the Roach slip-up.
Exactly. Without any prompting, he casually drops an absolute bombshell into the microphone. He literally tells the reporter, "The wedding has already happened. You missed it."
And the ensuing frenzy was just incredible to watch. And then, as if perfectly choreographed, just a few days later at Paris Fashion Week, Zendaya is spotted wearing a simple gold band tucked right alongside that massive diamond.
It's like the puzzle pieces are practically snapping together right in front of our eyes.
Right, but there is still no official confirmation from the couple.
Right.
And then the story takes this massive, unprecedented digital left turn. Suddenly, images just flood social media.
And we are talking about hyper-realistic, algorithmically perfected images here.
Picture this as you are scrolling through your feed, right? Zendaya is in this breathtaking, ethereal, custom wedding gown. Tom Holland is in a sharp, perfectly tailored tuxedo.
Oh, the boat pictures.
Yes. They are popping champagne on a vintage wooden boat in the middle of Lake Como, Italy. And the lighting has that golden hour romantic glow. The emotion on their faces looks incredibly genuine, and the water is sparkling.
It looks so real.
It did. The photos go completely viral, racking up nearly 10 million likes in a matter of hours. I mean, the world breathed a collective sigh of relief because they thought they finally had the definitive proof.
Well, the psychology behind that viral moment is fascinating because it demonstrates how quickly the human brain accepts visual evidence when it perfectly aligns with what we deeply want to believe.
Oh, for sure.
It's basically cognitive ease in action. Those 10 million likes represent 10 million people who entirely bypass their critical thinking filters because the image fit the exact narrative the rumor mill had primed them for.
Yeah.
But of course, those photos were entirely fabricated. They were generated by incredibly sophisticated artificial intelligence.
And it spiraled so far out of control that Zendaya actually had to address it on national television just to stop the congratulations. She was sitting on the couch at Jimmy Kimmel Live, promoting her film, The Drama.
Oh, I saw this interview.
Yeah, and she had to look out at the studio audience who were literally cheering for her marriage and say, "Babe, they're AI, they're not real." She was just out living her everyday life, and a computer program had basically hallucinated a milestone life event for her.
It's wild. And the ripple effect of that digital hallucination didn't stop with embarrassed fans, It permeated their inner circle.
Wait, really?
Yeah. So in a July-August 2026 cover story for Esquire UK, Tom Holland actually revealed the true emotional weight of this technology. He shared that his own grandmother saw those AI images online and went into a total panic.
Oh no, she thought she wasn't invited.
Exactly. She genuinely believed she had been landed off the guest list for her own grandson's wedding. I mean, the technology was that convincing, and it bypassed her generational understanding of what a photograph actually represents.
Which brings us to the moment of actual confirmation. Because the interviewer at Esquire UK asked Tom a very pointed question. They asked if he had to call around and reassure his family that they hadn't missed the wedding because of these AI photos.
Right.
And Tom Holland, in this incredibly smooth, boundary-setting moment, simply replied, no, because they were all there. That's all you'll get on that.
That is just a masterclass in public relations and personal boundary setting. In 2 sentences, he confirms the marriage, validates his family's presence, and completely shuts down the media circus.
Boom. Done.
But, to understand the gravity of that quote, you really have to look at the pressure cooker they exist inside. I mean, Tom and Zendaya met back in 2017 on the set of Spider-Man: Homecoming.
They were so young.
They have essentially grown up together inside one of the most intense, unforgiving media spotlights in cinematic history. And in that same Esquire interview, Tom calls Zendaya his bedrock. He goes on to say, "She's my best friend, and I'm the happiest I ever have been when I'm with her, but I also have never felt so supported and safe, ever. Period."
I mean, it is a beautiful sentiment, but honestly,
Yeah.
it feels incredibly dystopian to me. Think about the mechanics of what just happened.
What do you mean?
Well, these AI photos are like a modern-day digital funhouse mirror, but with real-world consequences. 2 of the most intensely private people in all of Hollywood didn't share this news organically. They were essentially backed into a corner by a supercomputer.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, isn't it wild that they were forced to reveal their actual sacred private lives just to correct a computer-generated hallucination that was distressing their family members?
Yeah.
Like they had to trade a piece of their real privacy to kill a fake narrative.
That's a great point. It highlights a massive collapse in narrative control. Tom and Zendaya clearly wanted to keep their wedding completely to themselves, existing solely in their memories and the memories of their guests. But the technology, weaponized by the sheer volume of the public's curiosity, essentially stripped them of that choice. The AI forced the truth into the light.
Which makes you wonder, if a fake image can force a celebrity to reveal a happy truth, what happens when fans use that exact same technology to hide an uncomfortable one?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Right. But wait till you hear what came next. If AI can force the truth out of Tom Holland, what happens when a fandom uses deepfakes as a weapon to actually hide the truth? We'll get into that right after this. If you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
So yeah, the academic research from Lancaster University explores exactly this. They look at what sociologists call human community-machine interactions, or HCMI.
HCMI.
They specifically looked at a highly volatile case study from the summer of 2023 in the Thai industry to see how fandoms utilize AI when their reality is threatened.
Okay, so for context, the Thai industry produces massive global hit shows in the BL, or boys love, and GL, girls love, genres. These are incredibly popular queer media shows with massive, deeply passionate transnational fandoms.
Exactly. And a structural pillar of this specific fandom culture is a concept known as real person shipping, or RPS.
RPS, right?
Yeah, this is a phenomenon where fans become deeply emotionally invested in the idea that the on-screen queer romance between the actors is genuinely happening off-screen in real life.
It's like the ultimate fantasy for them.
It is, and it's a massive driver of the industry's financial success. The studios encourage it, but it dangerously blurs the line between fiction and reality for the consumers.
And we actually saw that blurred line shatter in real time. Because back in the summer of 2023, a beloved GL star and the academic researchers used the pseudonym Prey to protect her real identity. She is caught on camera in a highly compromising position for her specific brand.
Right, the leaked video.
Yeah, it's this blurry 9-second video filmed secretly through a window from a distance. And it clearly shows Prey kissing a man.
Now, for a fandom that has invested years of emotional energy and, frankly, financial support into the queer fantasy that Prey is dating her female co-star, This 9-second video is catastrophic.
Oh, I can imagine.
It completely shatters the parasocial reality they've constructed. The emotional distress documented in the community forums was palpable, but instead of going through the grieving process of accepting the video, the fandom goes into a state of collective weaponized denial.
Weaponized denial. That's a strong phrase.
They develop what sociologists call a folk theory to explain it away.
Wait, I'm stuck on this. How do thousands of people collectively convince themselves a real, unedited video is fake? Is it pure delusion, or is it a calculated defense mechanism?
It is a profound manifestation of cognitive dissonance. When presented with undeniable evidence that contradicts a deeply held belief, the human brain experiences literal psychological pain.
What?
So, to resolve that pain, the fandom constructed a narrative that an obsessive anti-fan took an innocuous video of prey and maliciously used deepfake technology to swap a man into the footage.
Oh, so they just blamed it on a deepfake.
Exactly. By branding the real video as a deepfake, they protected their emotional investment. But their next move is what makes this a landmark case study in human-machine interaction.
Okay, what did they do?
To prove their folk theory, the fans decide to create their own counter deepfake.
Right. The researchers call it a parodic deepfake. The fans take the leaked video of the kiss and using incredibly accessible, user-friendly AI tools that require literally zero coding knowledge, they seamlessly swap Prey's face with the face of her affable, well-known male manager. We'll call him Shane.
Yes, and they distribute this video across social media platforms with the intention of it being an inside joke.
An inside joke? That seems so risky.
Well, their internal logic was, look, we put Shane in the video, see how easy it is to manipulate this footage, therefore Prey is innocent and the original video is fake.
That is wild logic.
They genuinely believed they were providing comic relief for a traumatized community and acting as digital bodyguards, protecting their favorite star from homophobic anti-fans.
But I was looking at the fallout mentioned in the study, and the unintended consequences were severe and immediate. Because the deep fake was hyper-realistic, it didn't stay an inside joke.
Of course not.
Once it hit the recommendation algorithms on platforms like TikTok and Twitter, it was stripped of all its original context.
And that is the mechanical danger of the algorithm. Recommendation engines don't care about the ironic intent of a tight-knit fandom. They only care about engagement.
Exactly.
So the algorithm served this hyper-realistic video of a celebrity's manager in a compromising position to millions of users entirely outside the fandom. To the outside world, this wasn't a parodic defense mechanism.
Right. It was believable disinformation. It was treated as a genuine scandalous leak, and it led to intense real-world doxing and severe cyberbullying of both Prey and her manager, Shane.
Yeah, these were innocent bystanders caught in the digital crossfire of a fandom trying to protect its fantasy.
Which is where I have to challenge the core motives of these communities. I mean, this is like putting digital hands over your ears and yelling, I can't hear you, but you were doing it with the power of a supercomputer.
That's a great analogy.
Are these fans actually trying to protect the celebrity's career and mental health? Or are they just ruthlessly protecting their own parasocial investment? Like, they cared so much about keeping their carefully curated fantasy alive that they completely ignored the real-world harm they were inflicting on an actual human being, the manager whose face they stole.
And that tension is precisely the ethical dilemma the researchers at Lancaster University had to grapple with. Because historically, the golden rule of fan and cultural studies has been a fans-first approach.
What does that mean exactly?
Academics typically view fandoms as marginalized communities creating safe spaces, and the goal is to protect them from outside scrutiny. But in the age of AI, when everyday fans are generating hyper-realistic disinformation that ruins lives, fans first is dangerously inadequate.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So the researchers concluded that we must adopt what they term a critically speculative ethics of care.
I found that phrase so fascinating in the study. Break down what a critically speculative ethics of care actually looks like when applied to a viral scandal.
Sure. It requires a three-pronged approach to analysis. First, it means thinking with fans acknowledging their emotional pain and understanding why they felt the need to defend their reality.
Okay, that makes sense.
Second, it means thinking for fandom, having the courage to recognize and call out the toxic power dynamics, groupthink, and echo chambers that form within these massive online groups.
Right, holding them accountable.
Exactly. And third, fundamentally, it means thinking beyond fans. It requires acknowledging that celebrities, their managers, and their families are actual human beings with a right right to their own image and reality. You cannot blindly celebrate fan creativity when that creativity is actively feeding machine learning algorithms with toxic, life-ruining disinformation.
It is a terrifying new frontier. We've seen the fake photos and the deepfake drama, but later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming. How Zendaya's quietest rebellion is about to change the wedding industry forever. Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next.
Yeah, so while the academic world is panicking over these parodic deepfakes and digital fallout, Zendaya was actually engineering her own brilliant defense in the physical world. Let's look at how she navigated all of this noise, not with an angry press release or an Instagram statement, but with her physical presence and her incredibly curated fashion choices.
It is a masterclass in nonverbal communication. While the internet is screaming about algorithmic wedding photos, Zendaya is out in the tangible world demonstrating quiet luxury.
So true.
Let's examine the wardrobe on the press tour for Spider-Man. Brand new day in June 2026. The visual contrasts are stunning. She is in Madrid, and she steps out in this breathtaking, intricate black fringe dress by Christian Cowan.
Oh, that dress was incredible.
And just as a side note, fashion analysts at Who What Wear pointed out that Zendaya wearing this specific dress basically cemented heavy fringe as the massive wedding guest trend of 2026.
Wow, she literally sets the trends.
Right, and she paired it with these classic sharp Louboutin Kate pumps.
Then the tour moves to Amsterdam, and she pivots to this incredible, highly structured Louis Vuitton high-collar tailcoat paired with a bold red miniskirt.
A look.
Such a look. She accessorizes the entire outfit with a vintage Tiffany Co. bird on a rock statement ring. But amidst all of this high fashion, all of these incredibly loud, visually demanding, beautiful pieces, the jewelry expert zeroed in on one tiny, quiet detail.
The gold band on her left ring finger.
Exactly. Veranda magazine went to the trouble of speaking to multiple top-tier jewelry designers to break down the exact specifications of this ring. It is an 18-karat yellow gold band. It's a classic comfort fit profile, and they estimate it to be somewhere between 1.5 and 3 millimeters in width.
And I was looking at the estimates from the jewelers in Veranda. Depending on the specific craftsmanship and weight, they're valuing this classic band somewhere between $1,175 and maybe $10,000.
Okay, so not cheap.
Which obviously is a significant amount of money for the average person.
Yeah.
But when you hold a simple gold band up against her massive $250,000 diamond engagement ring, it is incredibly understated. It's the absolute definition of restraint.
It really is.
But the design architecture is where it gets deeply symbolic. Because when she wears the gold band stacked underneath that massive engagement ring, they do not fit together perfectly.
This is the most compelling detail from the Veranda analysis. Because of the physical architecture of her east-west engagement ring setting, where the diamond sits horizontally across the finger rather than vertically, a traditional circular band literally cannot sit flush against it. The metal blocks it.
Right, so there's a visible physical gap between the two rings on her finger.
Exactly. Now, in the high-end bridal world, people usually spend thousands of dollars engineering custom contoured bands specifically designed to hug the engagement ring. The goal is to ensure they lock together flawlessly. No gaps. Total, seamless perfection.
But jewelry expert Steph Maswera analyzed Zendaya's stack and pointed out that her choice to embrace that gap feels entirely intentional. Maswera said it feels, quote, less engineered and more personal, like two independent objects that may not be perfect but still belong together.
I love that quote.
Me too. And industry experts are now predicting that this tiny, imperfect gap is going to trigger a massive shift in global bridal trends. It is giving brides permission to stop obsessing over flawless stacks and to embrace space and individuality in their jewelry.
Well, I see this as such a profound poetic metaphor for everything we've unpacked today.
That's so.
Here is the ultimate physical pushback against the AI-obsessed world we just talked about. In a culture where fans use deepfakes and algorithms to create flawless, hyper-engineered fake realities, whether it's generating the perfect golden hour wedding photos in Lake Como or maliciously swapping faces to rewrite a Thai star's sexuality. Zendaya intentionally chooses a wedding ring stack that is visibly imperfect.
Right, it's physical. It's bound by the laws of gravity and metallurgy. It's real.
It's real. Her jewelry basically says, I don't need a computer to smooth out the edges of my life to make it look perfect for your consumption.
Exactly. The gap in those rings is a quiet rebellion against the algorithm. It's proof of humanity. It is a physical boundary line drawn in 18-karat gold that says, this is mine, it's real, it's slightly flawed, and it doesn't have to be perfectly tailored for the internet.
It is a brilliant synthesis of personal style and cultural substance. By simply wearing an unengineered piece of jewelry and refusing to explain it, she reclaimed the narrative that the AI photos tried to steal from her. She grounded the global conversation back into the physical reality of a simple yellow gold band.
It is an incredibly powerful way to navigate modern fame. Think about this as you go about your day. If AI can force intensely private celebrities into confessing their most guarded secrets, and fans can use deepfakes to literally overwrite a star's physical reality, who actually owns a celebrity's image anymore? Is it the star who lives the life, the fandom that finances it, or the algorithm that distributes it? Something to chew on the next time a flawlessly viral photo pops up on your feed.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.